That kind of nerd. Let's start the show with comics, movies, and technology. Here we go, bringing you the segments that you're looking for, like Cape Talk, Screen to Stream, Tech Perspective, and more. Cast this nerd degree and the blockbuster. Welcome to the club, cause you're that kind of nerd.
Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Millen, joined by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
What up?
The energy level at an all-time high with a grumble from Mr. Thornton.
Yeah. Hello. Hi.
Bienvenue.
Bienvenue. Welcome. Come on in.
Oh, that's better. All right.
It's from Blazing Saddles.
If this is your first episode, I highly recommend you go to intro.thatkindofnerd.com, learn a little bit about us, and learn about our show, and then just jump headfirst into this episode. All right. Well, I don't want to mince words. I just want to jump right headfirst into this thing. Let's get this episode started talking about the world of TV and movies in a segment that we call Screen to Stream. So let's start with a teaser trailer that we got with a new Michael B. Jordan movie, because we all love Michael B. Jordan and we all love Tom Clancy. It's a Tom Clancy movie. This is 2 for 2. I'm stoked for this. The movie Without Remorse. We got a little teaser for it, starring Michael B. Jordan as the character, which name I just had, but I totally just lost.
John Kelly.
There we go, John Kelly. Thank you. Appreciate that. Apparently, this is a highly popular character of Tom Clancy's, previously known as John Clark, who was portrayed by none other than Willem Dafoe in 1994's Clear and Present Danger, Liev Schreiber in 2002's Sum of All Fears, and then for this new movie, the names Keanu Reeves, Gary Sinise, and Tom Hardy were thrown around, but we now have Michael B. Jordan.
Brian, if I said to you, this is a movie about a special ops soldier who goes on a path to avenge his wife's murder, only to find himself inside a larger conspiracy, you would say that sounds a whole lot like
A ton of movies.
let's just think of one recently.
Recently?
A movie, show, something.
Oh my gosh, I'm too tired to play this game. Can you give me an actor?
Yes, John Bernthal.
Oh yeah, The Punisher.
Yeah, so this is like Michael B. Jordan is the Punisher.
I don't think it's going to be as violent.
No, that's the thing. I don't think it's going to be as good. So, I like Tom Clancy. Yes.
Right.
I like this sort of story. I know that Michael B. Jordan can pull off tactical. I'm not sure he can pull off avenging the loss of a wife. Like, I don't see that, but okay. And this is like also Cam, I think it's Gigandit. I like that dude. He's like a nobody actor. He's been in a bunch of B movies. Oh, he was in Easy A. But I actually do like him in a spec ops role like this. And did I see John Singleton directing?
I believe you did, yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to get a watch. I just, I don't know that it's going to be anywhere close to as good as Punisher.
But are we saying that just because of on spec, or like I'm confused as to why this one is not as excited as you heard like Jack Ryan and we heard John Krasinski. It took 13 hours in Benghazi to like really sell us on John Krasinski as an action star. So just curious as to why this doesn't get the instant seal of approval.
Because I don't see Michael B. Jordan as a good choice. Like, I'd much rather have seen Keanu Reeves or Tom Hardy, like, easily.
Yeah, but didn't people? I'm not saying you. I'm saying didn't people say the same thing about John Krasinski? Like, Ben Affleck
because,
and Baldwin, Chris
because
Pine,
13
Harrison
hours
Ford,
was
Jack Ryan.
way before. 13 hours was way before Jack Ryan.
Sure.
So he had already done it.
But like Black Panther was pretty awesome, and Michael B. Jordan was pretty tactical in moments in Black Panther.
I think this has more to do with the fact that the trailer is just a dude with a projection screen over his face.
It's just a teaser
than anything else.
Yeah, it's a teaser.
Show me a real trailer before I actually get excited about this, honestly.
Like, what they could have done with, his character in Black Panther was my least favorite part of Black Panther. Like, what they could have done with the character, they missed the mark. He could have been way scarier. Right. Way more tactical. He wasn't. Like, for for all the people that he had, scarred on his body that he had killed, he should have been like way scarier. And again, that might be as much Michael B. Jordan as the person writing the role. So like I say again, I'm not sure he can pull this off.
All right. Well, I'm optimistic Michael B. Jordan will do really well. I like him. I like him in everything. I haven't watched anything that Michael B. Jordan's in and not thoroughly enjoyed it.
Wallace.
He is Wallace. Where is
that
Wallace?
a Wire reference?
Yes, that's a Wire reference.
Okay.
All right, let's go from the acting talent of Michael B. Jordan to the I don't know what of Nicolas Cage. Because that is an actor who is known for his oddball roles, right? In cult films. The man has an Academy Award, but also I think has a couple Razzies under his belt. He's got a reputation. But Nick Cage is going to take it one step further, right? And he is going to be playing a character, Nick Cage, in another movie. And the movie is called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. He's just a dude playing another dude disguised as another dude that's himself. There's no trailer. There's no footage. I've got nothing for it. I just read Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage in a movie called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Of course Nick Cage is in that movie.
Okay, so I actually had to look up meta cinema to figure this out. So a mode of filmmaking in which the film informs the audience they are watching a work of fiction. Often references its own production, working against narrative conventions that aim to maintain the audience suspension of disbelief. What
I feel like it's a little bit like a adaptation or John Malkovich kind of thing.
It's gonna break the fourth wall like a bunch.
Right, but like they all right. So examples of this, like Brian.
Oh, there's
saying,
examples, please. Yes.
Clockwork Orange, right?
Okay.
Blazing Saddles, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, really any fourth wall breaking type of thing. Fight Club, like we're going to put Nick Cage in something like that.
Nick Cage is a good actor, man.
Yeah, he's a good actor. In
he
1992.
Dude, he makes a choice and he makes goes.
Big choices. He swings for the fences, and he is apparently in a ton of debt to the U.S. government, so he has to take every job he can.
He is.
I have a feeling that if the three of us wrote a movie, and of course Brian taking his massive Hollywood prowess fixes it for us, then Nick Cage needs a paycheck so badly that he would probably show up, for the movie. I'm just saying.
To see it or to star in it?
Yes, both. He will not only star in it, but buy all the tickets and the concessions.
It's a lot of concessions for one man.
It's Nick Cage. He's going to be 9 different people in all those seats. Got to share the popcorn.
This joke is not working the way you want it to.
Sure, it was a joke.
I don't like this idea.
Well, listen, before we get into the world of comics and TV, I want to take a moment just to let you know that
Brian's really sleepy. It was when he passed out onto his desk is when I thought maybe we should let the guy go sleep.
So we're going to let him go. Or maybe he's starring in a movie where he plays Brian Thornton. Wait, isn't Kevin Feige producing a movie of his life?
Suspension of disbelief, everyone.
There we go. Anyway, that's happening. So let's talk about the world of comics. See how it's affecting TV. See how it's affecting movies. But how is it affecting Josh and I? That's goddamn right. That's what we're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk. Cape Talk. It's not as good as when Brian does it, but he's not here. Joshua Burns, I was so fed up this week with 2 things that are surrounding the world of DC Comics. And
okay.
we have this podcast. I think I would take this time to put a soapbox up and stand up for a little bit and talk.
Okay.
There was, the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. It crossed the $1 billion mark.
Good.
It is the first rated R movie or
ever
yes, to do this. Huge, massive, runaway success. Hasn't even debuted in China yet.
There you go.
And making metric fuck tons of money, right?
Yep.
So, as Brian loves to state out, when movies like this make a fuck ton of money, of course, a studio is going to greenlight a sequel regardless.
Right.
So, all these rumors this week were saying, hey, it's happening, guys. We're getting a Joker sequel. What do you want to see out of a Joker sequel? We're getting a Joker sequel. And I'm tearing out my hair all week, and then finally, thank God, today Todd Phillips came out and says, "Yeah, no, that isn't happening. This isn't going to happen. I don't have anything in the plans for this."
That's not what he said. He did not say it's not happening.
Okay, what did he say?
He said, "I don't have a contract to write a sequel."
Was that it? That's all he said?
Yeah, basically. He said, while Joaquin and I have talked about it, and while touring the world with Warner Brothers executives, going to Toronto and Venice and other places, of course, we're sitting at dinner and they're saying, "So have you thought about ... But talking about contracts, there's not a contract for us to even write a sequel. We've never approached Joaquin to be in a sequel. Will that happen?" Again, I think the article was just anticipatory at best.
All right, so he's casting crap on the Hollywood Reporter's article, saying that there was basically
that's all he's, and there in no way
he hasn't said I have a plan for one,
because he knows, just like everybody else, if it makes dollars, it makes sense. And
right,
regardless of, everybody, this movie, whether people saw it or not, and a lot of people saw it, if they didn't see it the first time around, it generated so much buzz that likely they're going to go see that and the sequel.
Right.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. It just, for some reason, it never had a convenient showtime in an AMC theater.
And I know that Joaquin Phoenix has very little desire to do a sequel. Now, one of two things could happen. Obviously, they could bring the Warner Brothers, dump truck of money up to the door and say, "Knock, knock, knock, you're fucking doing a sequel." Or they just say, "Fine, we'll just get somebody else. Like, the Joker doesn't need to be you. It's not a big deal."
Right.
Which terrifies me. I
don't think that's a good idea. I mean, people are, apparently they feel some kind of way about Arthur Fleck as Joker guy. I don't think you can replace him and get the same effect, but I haven't seen the movie, so I don't fucking know.
Surprise, surprise. Replacing somebody in a sequel may not get you as much money, but at the same time will get you money. Like, it'll still probably be a net positive.
Yeah. Nobody, like, the crazy thing about this article in the show notes here, like, Joker director, the first line, Joker director Todd Phillips has spoken. He spoke ambiguously at best.
This is not a "I have spoken" kind of moment. This was, we're leaving the door open.
Like, at best. That's like, if you've seen the way that Pinocchio speaks in Shrek, that's basically, he's, on the contrary, I'm possibly more or less, not definitely, rejecting the idea that in no way, with any amount of uncertainty, that I undeniably do or do not know where he shouldn't probably be, if that indeed wasn't where he isn't, is what he said. I was reading that.
That's fine. I don't care. You still were able to read it and do it. See, here's the thing that started it all, right? Was the Hollywood Reporter. This was their headline. Are you ready for the headline of this one?
Mm-hmm.
Joker sequel in the works as Todd Phillips eyes more DC origin movies. So not only does he want to do a sequel,
he wants to do other DC origin movies.
Other DC origin movies.
This
you guys seem to like this. Let me go forward and do another one.
This is some cat that saw Todd Phillips walk into some cafe somewhere and sat in the booth behind him while Todd Phillips was talking to some, I don't know, rando friend about what's possible,
right? And
made a story of it. Like, is it responsible journalism? No. Does it create a buzz? Unfortunately. But I mean, really, anymore, what journalism is really responsible? So look, it's ridiculous. And Todd Phillips said, no, while shaking his head yes, and then yes while shaking his head no. So it just doesn't. All the while sitting with a shrug,
no, I mean, what you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I mean, it is crazy to see the amount of money that this movie has pulled in. 70 million in the 70 million in the UK. 50 million in France, 43 million in Mexico. Like, it's pulling money in all over the place, and because the budget was a shoestring and a couple peanut shells, everything it makes is just profit at this point. The
thing is, CJ, do you think that was the budget a product of Todd Phillips saying, I think I can do more with less here? Or was it the studio going like, we don't think this is going to work at all?
I think it was, we don't think this is going to work at all. And Todd Phillips being just a handover director,
right,
and going to Joaquin Phoenix, who again, while a great actor, is just an actor's actor, right? Like no one goes to go see the Joaquin Phoenix.
No,
movie.
He's an artsy fucking guy,
right? Going, oh well, if Todd Phillips is passionate about it, he could probably get Joaquin to do it for less. And we'll just kind of do this with as little money as we can. And just going, oh my God, this is actually working. Here's a little bit more money, just a little bit, and going. It's like if you ask your parents for an allowance, and they're like, well, you do it if you mow the lawn. All right, well, how much do I get? $15, and they give you $15. But you do a really good job when you mow the lawn. They're like, all right, well, here's 20. Keep the change. That's what this was like.
So like, and you said, Todd Phillips, who you said basically was the hangover
guy. Yeah.
But that's like taking away from his role as the foot fetish guy in Road Trip. Now here's what's funny. IMDb has Joker 2 as announced. So
because of this stupid Hollywood Reporter thing.
Well, it has him as the rumored director.
Right.
Obviously, and nothing else really. My thing is this: there is nothing that says Todd Phillips has to be in any way associated with a sequel.
Correct.
And they could bring in anybody,
right?
So I'm not really like I don't care if Todd Phillips is involved or not, mainly because I didn't see the movie and it's already done $1 bajillion.
Right.
So
actually. It really has done $1 bajillion. You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, so
not even a joke.
And it's a Joker movie. I'm gonna see it, but it's just gonna have to wait until it hits iTunes.
The thing is, I wouldn't put it past Warner Brothers, and I wouldn't put it past DC right now.
No,
to say this is the only thing working. Holy crap! Let's go. It's not only do critics like it, but fans like it, and it made a fuck ton of money. It made Avengers money with way less of a budget.
Like, didn't Vince and crew get this done one time with Billy Walsh by starting a rumor? Like, didn't this happen on Entourage?
This is exactly how it happens for Entourage.
I'm just saying, Ari Gold is a genius.
All right, the other thing that came around DC, man, it hit critical mass this week. It never ends. This goddamn release the Snyder Cut movement. It has been going on since 2017, where people are just utterly convinced that when Zack Snyder left the movie and Joss Whedon picked it up, that Zack Snyder had a vision, he had a cut, and he was ready to go. It was going to be darker and edgier, way better than the shit that Joss Whedon turned out. And people just won't stop tweeting about it. And now I'm not just talking about just weird people. Gal Gadot tweeted it as well. And so did fucking Ben Affleck. Release a Snyder Cut. I mean,
okay.
All right. Here's the next part.
You're saying it's not cool for actors to be like, give me more royalties.
Well, that's the other part. I don't know if they're going to get any more royalties off.
Why wouldn't they?
I don't.
It's a separate production.
That's the thing. I don't know how that works because it's still the same production.
But it's not.
But I thought it was. Like, that's why, like, if
these people get, I would imagine that these actors get, fractions of a cent every time someone watches it on Netflix or something. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's the same exact idea.
Well, so like, here's the example, and here's why this is a problem, right? Kevin Smith, our beloved Kevin Smith, came out and said, "Hey, Warner Brothers, this would be a really good move to maybe get some extra subscribers for your HBO Max thing. If you put the Snyder Cut of Justice League on there, I'm sure you get a couple million subscribers just right off the bat. I mean, it's a valid point. If this was on their streaming service, people would probably jump on it. But this is an unfinished movie. This does not have all the special effects done, right? It doesn't have all the right color grade. I mean, it's not finished. It's just the bare bones shot of a movie. And to hire somebody to fix it, or to go ahead and do any kind of, God forbid, they do a reshoot, right? It's going to cost them way more money than it's worth. Because, Josh, and this is the part I did look into, because the movie wrapped, all their contracts are done. So if you did a reshoot, you have to repay them to go ahead and do these reshoots. And I don't think you're going to be able to get all their schedules to work back together. But the thing is that really gets me mad is that I don't think that, and the article that I have in the show notes does a really good job. It goes, release the Snyder Cut proves that fanboys don't understand film. And it's not so much that, hey, it's not finished and you're not going to be fine with that, because when the Wolverine movie leaked, people watched that without its finished effects. But it's the fact that this movie just like isn't ready to tell you a cohesive story. It's a rough cut of a movie that a guy had to leave to do this. Like, this isn't something that's finished. It's not going to be what you want it to be. And asking for this and asking for the reshoots or asking for them to finish it costs way much more money than this streaming service will ever get them. So I'm just, I don't understand why people are still holding on to this from 2017. Am I out of my mind here? Am I the crazy person?
I don't think you're crazy. I just think it's another point of view. If a bunch of people are like, hey, let's see it. Okay, well, I mean, then let's see it, right? I mean, who cares? Is it going to hurt you to see it? Probably not.
I mean, it's not going to hurt you, but I mean, if you were to listen to this show, Listen Nerd, without all the editing that we do, I don't think you would hang around every single week and listen to us. I think a few you would.
Well, only because of the tangents and the bullshit?
The tangents, the bullshit, the ums, the uhs, hold on, let me go to the bathroom, let me go grab a seltzer, like the breaks that are in there. The things where I start a segue and restart the segue, like that stuff isn't fun to watch. And imagine that in a movie.
Is there a scenario in here where I get to watch Ben Affleck go to the bathroom? Like,
yeah.
is that happening?
That is, yeah. You get to see his gigantic phoenix tattoo on his back as he goes to the bathroom in the bath suit.
Why not?
But all right, so let me ask you a question: if they are you a pro release the Snyder Cut person, or do you just say let people enjoy what they enjoy? Like, I'm missing your stance on this.
I'll see it.
Right, but are you asking for them to release it, or if it's out, I'll watch it? Because those are two different camps.
If it's out, I'll watch it. Like, I don't, whether they release it or not, I don't care.
Okay,
right. But if people whose opinions about comic books I respect are saying you should do this, Kevin Smith, then I'm in. Yeah, okay. Well, if Kevin Smith says this is not a bad idea, then you should probably do it.
I don't think Kevin Smith was saying this isn't a bad idea. I'm just saying it sounds like a great way to drive your subscriber count for HBO Max.
Well, it would, but he says if even Batman is calling for it, it's time to release it. So he is saying you should release it. That was his tweet.
Yeah, but then the second half of sounds like it'd be a great subscription driver.
Well, he's giving
sounds more tongue in cheek to me than it does.
He's saying if even Batman is calling for it, it's time to release a Snyder Cut, right? And then he's given the studio the financial reason to do it.
Okay, I took it more tongue in cheek than actual sincerity.
I mean, it's a good way for him to, give Affleck shit.
But they're friends now. They're friends now.
Well, they've always been friends.
No, they had a falling out for a while.
Well, okay, but that friends have falling out. You know what I mean? That happens. It happens. But this is who cares? You know what I mean? It's if he didn't like it, he would have said giant fucking spider. You know what I mean?
What if he doesn't like it? What if there is a giant fucking spider?
If there's a giant fucking spider, Kevin Smith is going to freak out.
All right, that makes sense. All right, well, listen, nerd. I would love to hear. Listen, nerd. Okay, listen, nerd. I would love to hear your perspective then on this Snyder Cut debacle. Do you think it's something that we should release? Is it something you think people are going to enjoy, or is this just a stupid nitpicky thing? And I'm being just totally out of left field. I want to hear your thoughts. But what I would like to do right now is do my favorite hobby in the goddamn world, where I go around the internet, I find the weird, I find the obscure, and then I ask this gentleman right now for his tech perspective. Now, Joshua Burns.
Yes, sir.
A while ago, the mad scientist / maybe Bond villain Elon Musk, was talking about how his company Tesla will be making a pickup truck.
Yes.
And he said, it's going to look like something straight out of Blade Runner. It's going to be totally scientific. And it's going to look like nothing you've ever seen before. Mm-hmm. To which we looked at the other cars in the Tesla lineup and said, I mean, they're pretty cool looking and they're pretty neat, but, they look like cars. So we'll be fine, guys. Well, this week, Elon Musk unveiled the Cybertruck. And, dude, it's a bunch of angry triangles. It is something literally out of Blade Runner. if you have not seen this, I need you to go to the show notes right now, look at the image in this article, and know that's an actual vehicle that they're asking for money for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really curious, as the only car person on this show,
Yep.
what you think about this truck.
The triangle?
Yes, the low pixel rendered pickup.
I think shut up and take my money.
For real?
Right fucking now.
Tell me more. Like, does he
all
have
right.
the car?
Dude, first and foremost, this is this vehicle seats 6 people,
Yes.
goes 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, and out tows basically every pickup truck on the market in the price range.
And for
A 14,000 pound, that's a 7-ton towing capacity. All-wheel drive,
Yep.
16. It's on a full truck chassis, giant clearance, 16-inch ground clearance.
Yep.
And seats more people than any quad cab currently available from Ford, Chevy, GMC, whatever,
Sure.
at a more attractive price point. Like, you can get something that is as fast as a Tesla Model S, Model 3 performance version for the same price, but can tow and has a pickup bed, which they call the vault, and is completely concealed.
It is pretty awesome.
So, like, you don't have to spend money on an extra bed liner. You're not going to have to buy any fancy accessories for this thing. Like, I'm not kidding when I say if I ever bought a pickup truck, this would probably be the only one I ever bought.
That is shocking to me. The other part too, especially for an EV, right, for an electric vehicle, this has a 500-mile range,
Which, by the way, is 200 miles longer than any of the other models
Yes.
that currently have that go that fast.
Yeah, the other car that's supposed to have that mile range is the new coming up Tesla Roadster, which will cost way more than this car. This car starts at $39,900.
That doesn't sound right. I think it starts at $60K, 59 and
No,
change.
it starts at $39,000.
The truck.
The truck starts at $39,900. That is the starting cost of the truck, and a pre-order is only $100. I'm not kidding you. This car is $40,000. That's it.
All right. So you're able to pre-order any Tesla using
Yes.
Apple Pay, and it's $100. That's true. I know it's at 39, but that's for the rear-wheel drive model.
Right. I said it starts at this. Correct. Yes.
Oh,
there's
okay.
three
All
versions.
right.
3 versions of the truck: a 250, a 300, and a 500-mile range, respectively. And the starting cost of this truck, if you just want to get the entry-level one, is only $39,900. Which I know I'm saying only in the sense of, like, I don't fucking have that laying around. However, for a vehicle like this, that is insane.
Look at, I would be going tri-motor all-wheel drive. That thing is $70K. I would be paying the extra $7,000 for the full self-driving
Yes.
feature. Now, listen, people are like, oh, $77,000. That's crazy. This is going to be less than 60 in a year with low miles because the people that buy this aren't going to be truck guys.
And that doesn't include any of the tax incentives that you get for buying an electric vehicle, by the way.
Right. So when I looked at,
You really looked into this, didn't you?
I absolutely looked into this, and it came up specifically. Our good friend Craig is a truck guy, and Craig was freaking out because somebody posted a picture of the Mustang. I think it was you.
It was me.
And
The all electric Mustang SUV, because I love Mustangs.
but it's not it's not a Mustang, and B, I know they're calling it that.
I know,
but
I know.
Right. So the electric Mustang, which is not only not a Mustang, but is a sedan or like a crossover.
It's a crossover,
of some flavor.
yeah.
It's ridiculous. Is gonna be the same price as a fully loaded Tesla Model 3 Performance Edition, which just blows it right out of the water, and the same price, actually, $5,000 to $10,000 more than a slightly used Tesla Model S, like the super high end P90D version.
Is that the one that goes ludicrous? I'm not making a joke. It actually goes ludicrous.
Yes, ludicrous speed, track mode, the whole nine. Like, I would absolutely take one of those at $10,000. It's $50K, $10,000 less than this Ford EV, which I don't want. So this thing, if I'm looking at the Cybertruck the same way I'm looking at other Tesla vehicles, like legitimately in 2 years, when it's time for me to when my BMW's paid off, like this is absolutely something I would look at.
This is okay.
Like, and without
are you
question,
cool with the aesthetic? Like the aesthetic is
Dude,
appealing
this
to you?
Listen, I see Teslas on the road all the time, and I'm kind of like, all right. It looks a little futury. This thing does look like it's fucking straight out of Blade Runner for sure. I mean, it is interesting as hell to look at, but the idea that like this would comfortably seat my family and everything that I would ever need, like to take down the shore with us, would fit neatly.
Oh yeah.
Into the cargo area of this truck. Plus,
the front.
I calculated just gas savings alone over the period of ownership on a vehicle like this. This thing, it's a car never pays for itself,
right?
But the cost of owning this vehicle is significantly better than the cost of owning almost any gas-powered vehicle.
I also want to put in perspective that if this is straight out of Blade Runner, which it looks like, remember Blade Runner takes place November 2019. Like it takes place right now is the time of this recording.
It's hilarious. Yeah,
so I mean the future is nigh, sir. It
is a triangle.
Yes, and they were doing a great demo. They had a truck door, right? And they had the Tesla sitting on the stage, and they took a sledgehammer to the truck door, right, and hit it. And it dented, of course, because, that's what truck doors do. But they went to this thing and said, hey, this is the same metal that we're using to build spaceships for SpaceX. And they hit it with a sledgehammer, and I think they broke the sledgehammer. They didn't really. Nothing happened to the truck. Then they took these big metal, like, ball bearings, right, and dropped them from a great height on glass. And, of course, what fucking happens? The glass shattered. Then they take it to their Tesla glass, right, the super strong, bulletproof glass. And they drop it and nothing happens. So then the designer is welcomed on stage by Elon Musk and he goes, hey, throw one of those fucking balls right at the window. So he goes, you got it, boss. Throws at the window and it breaks the window. Now it doesn't go through, but it breaks the window. And Elon's like, oh shit, all right. And he goes, well, you want me to do the other window? And he's like, yeah, surely that won't break. And they throw the ball right at the other window, which of course it bounces right off of after it breaks the window. And they're like, well, at least it didn't go through. Huh?
It's a bulletproof body.
Right. But
which is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yes.
And look, if you're just like, I'm in the mode, I want to try out a Cybertruck. Look, you can get a Cybertruck for the same price you'd pay for like a Honda Accord. I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding.
This is interesting. I did not think you would be on board for this. I'm
super on board for this. After watching what Tesla's done for the performance aspect of the vehicle.
Yes.
But I mean, I really I care about. Look, if I need to pass a ton of people, I mean, how quickly can I go from 70 to 110? Oh, really fucking quickly? And then, all the reasons I don't want a truck are like, it's big, it's stupid, it's ugly.
Right.
The technology isn't fantastic.
Okay. Like, so far, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
It's a dog. This takes away a lot of my issues with a pickup truck and seats my entire family comfortably and looks like something out of a fucking sci-fi flick. And
also,
not only does it have it doesn't have just a regular lift gate, it has a ramp.
Yeah, it's a ramp. And then the frunk of this truck,
the frunk,
that's what they call it. The frunk also doubles as a cooler because there's no fucking engine there. So put whatever you want. Doubles as a cooler.
I'm on board.
I am shocked by this. All right. Well, okay. Listener, it's unpredictable. It's going to happen. All right. I didn't know this was going to happen. I'm also curious about this because I know you dropped this into our notes, Josh. It says, get an incredible Get an incredible Lego Batmobile for Black Friday 2019. Now,
Yep.
We're talking about a car that looks like it could be made of Legos. But what are we talking about with this topic here?
Lego is releasing a ridiculous Batmobile. It's $250. It's the 1989 Batmobile. It looks badass. 3,300 pieces. It's 2 feet long. It's a 2 foot long, 8-inch wide, 4-inch tall Batmobile. Like, tell me that you don't see Paul doing a time lapse assembly of this.
Yes, friend of the show, Paul Castillo, would totally do.
I mean, him
Lego.
and Dre and Edwin sitting there, time lapse, putting this fucking thing together.
Oh, I'm thinking the same thing of Andrew Capilla, friend of the show. Andrew Capilla is also a big Lego fanatic as well.
And what I think I read that this thing comes with a rotating display.
Yes, I read that as well. It's also $250.
It seems worth it for these dudes.
Okay.
I mean, as far as Lego sets, it seems expensive, but how many Lego sets are you buying?
Hold on.
That are 3,300 pieces and 2 feet long.
The cockpit slides open to reveal
Yeah.
the 2 seats, and if you turn the turbine exhaust, a pair of machine guns pops out.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, that's actually pretty fucking cool.
It's pretty fucking cool.
That's pretty cool.
Like, I mean, it just...
Dude.
Have you looked through these pictures, dude?
I have. I
mean,
was looking through the pictures. It is pretty incredible.
it's awesome. If I had any patience or was in any way inclined, I would absolutely buy it.
Isn't this a scenario where you can throw money at it and just have a group of people assemble the Legos for you?
You're probably right.
I mean,
but
is
like
this-
that kind of seems like a shit thing to do. You know what I mean? Like,
This sounds like a
you know,
service. This sounds like
right?
something you
But
would.
like, if you're gonna buy a Lego set, you should probably put it together. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen,
like, if
you're
you're the
jumping-
kind of asshole that is like, I bought these Legos, you put it together, and I'm gonna display it. Like, come on.
You're driving around in your Tesla Cybertruck, Josh. You don't have time to put Lego sets together.
That's what I'm saying.
You have 6 people. You put 3 people in the back of your Cybertruck. It's stable, right? It's a smooth ride. They can go ahead and put it together while you're driving around, going to the beach.
So like just for scale here, the Millennium Falcon, right? That's
Right.
that's $800. That's 7,500 pieces. So, I mean, it seems like it's right in line,
Yeah.
right? I don't know that I have. I'd like to have more specs on this, but yeah, here we go, specs.
Oh my god! Wait, there's specs on the Lego. Okay, I want to
Yeah,
hear.
on
I want to
the
hear
Lego
the
site.
specs of a Lego set.
Okay, 7,500 pieces for the Millennium Falcon. It is 8 inches high, 33 inches long, 22 inches wide. So, like, it is significantly larger than the Batmobile, but it's $800 for that set.
Oh my god! $800 for a Lego set?
$800 for that Lego set. It is
I'm too cheap to know that that's a thing.
Hogwarts Castle
Right?
is $400, 6,000 pieces.
Oh my god!
All right, so again, smaller than the Star Wars unit.
Right?
More than double the Batmobile, 22 inches high, 27 wide, 16 deep. I mean,
These
these
are
are
big set.
right.
It's a big
So,
boy
I mean,
set.
You're not buying this for your kids.
Well,
like, you're not-
I would hope
You're
not.
like, well, you know.
Hey
here's
Timmy,
a-
go ahead and put this Lego together. By the time
Look.
you hit puberty, you'll be done.
As far as I'm concerned, like the extent of Legos you should be buying for kids are like the mixed buckets. Here you go. Go build blocks. You know what I mean? Like,
Right?
This is for people who are serious. This is model building. This is what model building was when we were kids.
Right.
Right? Like, I would build model cars and they were always awful because not I could build them fine, but like painting them, I'm just awful at that. But like this is a serious thing.
Well, I mean, I hope you have a happy Christmas. I hope not only does someone purchase it for you, but I hope it comes pre-assembled. Would you take it pre-assembled? If someone made it, would you
No,
take it
man.
pre-assembled?
No, absolutely not. I
No?
mean, I'm not that kind of prick. I'm not gonna.
I don't think that's a prick move.
It is.
Okay.
It is. Like, this is one of those you keep what you kill scenarios. You know what I mean? Like, you
So you're
should.
not the guy mounting the deer on the wall. Wow, that's a nice deer. Yeah, I
That's
bought
the
it
thing.
from-
I would
from-
never. I
Right,
would
okay.
never buy. Right. Never.
Right.
Like, unless I killed it, it's not going up on my wall.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, I can respect that. I gotta talk about something I can't respect though, right? And I already griped.
You
Aha.
not groped.
I did grope. That would be
No.
weird. I already griped about the Snyder Cut, but pop sockets. Let's talk, people. First off, pop sockets. The things that go on your back of your phone so you can hold it. Step one, learn how to hold your fucking phone. Okay, great. We got that out of the way. You don't need a pop socket anymore.
I thought these were just for tripod action.
Oh, no.
Like,
Sir.
The pop socket. I thought the pop socket's like main purpose was you flip it out and it's the tripod.
Nope. That's what it should be. It's probably what it started out with. All intents and focuses on doing that, but it just turned into now I can hold my gigantic phone. But now, pop sockets, I don't know what you're doing to me. You made an attachment pop sockets called AirPods Grip, where you put your AirPods in a case, and then you put it on the back of the phone that also now doubles as a pop socket.
All right.
Really? You're okay with this? This is... A pop socket's already dumb. Now you're putting my AirPods on it? That shit's not gonna hold on.
Okay, if I were the dude that would ever use a pop socket, and I was already gonna have something on the back of my phone, like here's the problem with this particular abomination. How do you put this in a pocket?
You don't.
Like you already
have to take it off.
You already have right. At which point it's not doing anything for me.
Correct.
If you are a lady and you have a lady bag. Or you're a dude who always keeps his phone in his messenger bag. I don't know any of those people, but let's say, you go everywhere with a messenger bag and you always keep your phone in it, then this is probably fine.
This is fine if you have a messenger bag.
If you are a person who keeps their phone in a bag,
yes,
this is fine, right? Because then you don't have any storage issues.
But why can't you just put the AirPods aren't that big? You can just keep them in the bag. Probably in the same pocket.
No, I wouldn't want them. I wouldn't want them loose in the bag. Then I have to look for them.
No, they're in the case. What do you mean loose? There's a big giant case. It's the size of like an iPad charging brick.
It's not a big. That's not big or giant.
In relation to a bag, it is.
These are my my EarPods Pro.
Yes.
This is neither big nor giant.
Okay. This
is smaller than a Tic Tac box.
That's about the same size as a Tic Tac box.
No, those are taller. They're this big. Those are taller.
Josh Burns, the knower of turtle facts and Tic Tac dimensions.
I mean, they're like, and they weigh less than a harmonica.
That is, yes. 1/2 harmonica.
Yeah. So like, it's gonna be difficult if this is loose in your bag, especially if you're not necessarily an organized person. I've seen some ladies whose bags are,
yes,
I don't know,
rat
but
nests.
they're
rat nests.
Yes. Right. But you'll never be able to locate this. This thing keeps it on the back of your phone that you can always locate. Now,
but you're supposed to use it as the pop socket as well.
Well,
so you're supposed to pull it out and then hold your phone by your AirPods case.
That's how people use pop sockets, I guess. Great, whatever. Like it. I'm not that guy. I don't have a pop socket. I know you're not that guy. I just bought that, battery case. I can't wait till that comes on Monday.
Yeah, the new battery case for the new iPhones has a dedicated camera button on it. That's awesome. That's practical. There's a practical use for that right away.
Yeah, I don't do pop sockets, but it makes sense, I guess.
Again, I'm surprised. Life is like a box of chocolates, and I'm completely surprised. Have you seen this Sony speaker that goes in your neck thing?
No.
It's all right. So, in the proud tradition of, just why the fuck not? Headphones resting on your neck. It's the trend. I blame, I think it was LG who started this.
Yeah, LG Tones.
The LG Tones. I blame you, LG. But now Sony said, hey, hold my beer. I want to do one better. Not only do I want to put a speaker around your neck while you're sitting down, right? But I want to hook it up to your television, and I want to put a sound bar on your neck, sir. Introducing the SRS-WS1 immersive wearable speakers. First off, Sony, name things better. Secondly, what? What? No! Just get a sound bar. Just be done with it. But no, wear it around your neck. Oh, and by the way, Josh, it vibrates.
Yeah, so I initially thought this was just like the Bose Soundwear.
The sunglasses, you mean, with the...
No, the Bose neck pillow speaker guy.
There's a okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
Bose did it a year ago.
Bose did this first. Oh God. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Bose was
Does it
first
have
to
a Does it
market.
have an FM transmitter for your TV?
No, that's the thing. So it's not a walking sound bar. All right. So the Bose thing.
Yep.
Which I have tried on, and did contemplate buying, was, we'll call it, not light. Like, it was noticeable on your neck.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like, Bose does what Bose does, or did what they do, and they sort of made it. It was imaged properly, so that, like, if I was wearing this thing around my neck, and you and I were in the same room, I could have it at a volume where I could hear, but you
Right.
couldn't. Okay, now that in my head, that makes complete sense. If let's say I need to prepare a meal and I'm going to be in the kitchen for a while, but don't want to disturb anybody. That's like the only situation in which I would wear something around my neck like that.
Right.
When I didn't want to wear headphones or didn't want to be wired up or just didn't want to have anything in my ears, that makes sense. But like, not making sense justifying spending $300.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Sony thing. Let's say you spend 100 nights a year in a hotel.
Okay.
Okay. Or let's say you're a construction worker who gets put up in hotels regularly for long stretches at like an extended stay type of deal. Or,
Yes.
Or you're a first responder and you're always on the road, blah, 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 blah. Like, this makes a ton of sense for me because travelers do have a good deal of downtime in a hotel room. And having something that I can easily plug into a TV and have around my neck and really not have to crank the TV up, or the TV speakers are shit anyway or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of cool.
Right.
Again, this is geared toward people with quite a bit of disposable income.
But also, from what I can tell, it sounds like it's also aimed for your home usage. They're not going after your hey, go to the hotel travelers. They're not aiming that for people on the road.
How do you know that?
Their marketing material?
The marketing material is a dude on a sofa.
Oh no, on like their website. Like there's more than just the dude on the sofa. It's everything in the home.
Okay, well, great. I mean, that's just not, it doesn't yell home to me.
Okay.
So maybe a failure of marketing, but like,
So battery wise though, this speaker is supposed to last for about 7 hours, right? And when it runs out, charging it all the way will take 3 hours.
that doesn't seem right.
That I agree with you, dude. That sounds like something that will explode on me as I wear it on my shoulders.
Sounds like it'd be really hot actually when I put it on my neck.
Yeah.
Look, I'd tell anybody to try it out. You know what I mean? Go to a store that has it, put it on, take a listen. But like, I don't
right.
really.
Okay. I think this is ridiculous. I have the situations where my kids are running around, I'm cooking some dinner or something. I would like to listen or watch a show while I cook, or just I'm watching a show that's inappropriate for children, but hey,
Right.
like I can still focus on it. And with an Apple TV, I can use my AirPods, but I completely understand the scenarios where you're like, hey, I don't want something in my ear. I would like
Right.
to not have something in my ears. That's not always comfortable. But I mean, this just looks, this looks ridiculous. It can also be attached to your smartphone via cable, but it's really designed for home use, and it hooks up almost like a subwoofer. This is weird to me. I put it in the weird of I don't know, and I have no desire to try this. So I can't believe Bose makes something like this, and you've tried it before. So
Yeah, they did it a year ago, and I thought it was ridiculous, so I tried it. It's not completely ridiculous.
I gotta be honest here, Josh. This tech perspective is going a wild different way than I thought it would be. I was aiming for weird and obscure, and now I feel like I'm one step away from the next topic is the Foldy Mate. What a fucking dumb thing! This is amazing. All right, well, okay. All right, listener. Since it's just Josh and I figured we leave you here. I think we've covered enough topics, and let's be honest. If I introduce another one, I think Josh is going to try to make me buy a timeshare in Florida. So I don't know what to do anymore. So I want to thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work sneak peek. Next week, I want to talk about Watchmen and Mandalorian because I want you, baby Yoda. He's so cute. He's so cute. I want you, baby Yoda. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Anyway, now that I've done that, thank you for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work, and we will talk to you next week.
Well, welcome to the club, cause you are that kind of nerd.
What the fuck?
What?
My printer's trying to kill me.
Well, yeah. After somebody did to the shredder last week.
Dude, it just went completely blue and just has a weird freaking code on it now.
Did you get the blue screen of death on your printer?
I might have. I have to Google this code. Continue. I'll continue to talk.